Good afternoon, Airport Design Challengers, and welcome to this awards ceremony. We are excited to have you here. Thanks for taking the time out to be with us today. Thanks for participating in our design challenge. We are really excited to have you. We're excited about this whole process, and we are so excited about this ceremony. We had so many amazing entries. We were just absolutely blown away by the quality and level of work that you did, the detail that you had. It was absolutely phenomenal. So let me just remind you where we've been. It's gone really fast, but we've covered 6 weeks really quickly. You know, this contest and this design challenge really came from just a hallway conversation as we all had to go home and quarantine at home, and we lost the ability to interact with students just like each of you in person. And we began to think, how can we continue to interface with those folks and talk about the wonderful aviation industry we work in? And Minecraft came to mind. Designing airports to match real airports quickly got developed. We developed the program. It happened really fast, and then we deployed it, and each of you have now participated in it. So week one, you'll remember we talked about paved surfaces. Remember, it was taxiways and runways and why they were designed the way they were and the geometry and how they work. And then week two, we talked about obstructions and approaches and perimeter security. You remember the videos we talked about fencing and the reason for fencing and wildlife and all those great things that happen at airports. Later in week three, we talked about lighting and signs and markings, and you all did such an amazing job of applying all of those things to your airports. Week four, we began to talk about buildings. You remember some of the videos where we were together. We had large hangars and small hangars and other types of buildings. We had air traffic control towers and terminal buildings, passenger terminals, all kinds of great things. And you all, your imagination and your ability to replicate the airport you modeled was phenomenal. Absolutely great. Week five, you added additional detail. You grew your airports, you expanded, you innovated. Some of you did some amazingly innovative things, and we're going to see some more of that here very shortly. You know, this program and this challenge got way big real fast, and it really was very phenomenal to watch. We had over 800 students involved. We had over 350 teams from all around the world. In the end, over 122 teams actually completed the challenge. So that is phenomenal when you think about that. The FAA representatives that helped us working behind the scenes were from all levels of our agency. We had folks that maybe you didn't interact with that did a lot of work to make this come together. Each of you your team had a mentor, and those mentors played a really they played a really critical role for us in that design contest. And we are really grateful for their help and their work in helping you get your airport designed. I'd like now to introduce our FAA administrator. Mr. Steve Dixon is the administrator of the Federal Aviation Administration, and he recorded a message just for you for today's ceremony. Steve, over to you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you to all the students, parents, and educators who participated in the FAA's Airport Design Challenge, and a special congratulations to the challenge winners. You know, at the FAA, we know firsthand how important it is to pass on our passion for aviation and aerospace to the next generation. Education outreach that centers on science, technology, engineering, and math is part of what we do. 6 months ago, I don't think any of us could have predicted that the FAA would host a virtual challenge like this one, but we did, and more than 800 of you signed up and went on to build your local airport inside Minecraft. I'm so impressed with the level of detail that each of you put into your designs. Collectively, you've poured over 5,000 hours of work into this project, which is a real show of dedication, focus, and attention to detail. And if you haven't figured it out, those skills, dedication, focus, and attention to detail, are hugely important to us in the aviation industry. So congratulations again to each of you, and I hope that you consider a future career in aviation.
Well, thank you, sir. We appreciate you taking the time to be here and express that message to our students today. Let me just echo some of the words that the administrator said. The focus, the attention to detail, the dedication, your ability to pursue all the way to the end are incredible traits that you've demonstrated that will serve you well for the rest of your life, whatever you choose to do. I hope that the challenge has sparked an interest for you in the aviation and space industry. There are so many opportunities here for you. Really, that's one of the reasons that we have aviation and space education, where we use STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. You've heard that term a lot. One of our reasons for this outreach was to expose you to that. Those are really important qualities. Those are important characteristics and milestones within our aviation industry. And those of you that are exploring this have experienced that. And frankly, you've demonstrated at a very high level your ability to do that. Aviation's been around for a really long time, but we're on the cornerstone change, or the beginning of a revolution or a transformation of the aviation industry. I think it's going to be as big a change as maybe when the Wright brothers first flew their first airplane. Now, that's a big change from not flying to flying the first time. And I really do think we're about the same place. We're right on the edge of incredible advancements with unmanned aerial vehicles. UAS is what we call them. In your lifetime, I think you will see the ability to ride a taxi or a similar vehicle. We're going to call that urban air mobility. You're going to be able to have that taxi pick you up at home and take you to the store, maybe to the airport. I think some of you will see in your lifetime, certainly, the first woman and maybe the next man that will land on the moon. You will see people live in space stations. There'll be more than just the one International Space Station. Those are in process now. I think you'll see people go to Mars and maybe colonies established on Mars in your lifetime. The industry and the future is bright. And you know what? You all have demonstrated the aptitude and the ability already that you are perfect material and great participants to be in the aviation industry in the future. We need people just like you. We have a huge shortage right now of technicians, of pilots, of air traffic controllers. All segments of the aviation industry are short right now. So as you work your way through the remainder of junior high and high school and into college, keep the focus, and I hope we've sparked an interest for you in the aviation industry. It's not just about being a pilot or an air traffic controller or even an astronaut. There are so many other opportunities. If you have an interest in any particular area, I guarantee you there's a place for you in the aviation industry as we move forward. The industry will continue to shift. We talked a little bit about UAS and commercial space and some of those opportunities. There is so many things out there for you. And you have really demonstrated already a great aptitude. So I have so much faith in that I'm looking forward to seeing you around the aviation industry in the years to come. So again, let me say congratulations. Thank you for being here. If you are one of the teams that finished in the top 3 of your category, congratulations. But you know what? Congratulations to every one of you. Just the fact that you participated in our challenge is an amazing feat. So many of you made it all the way to the end. And those characteristics, like the FAA administrator noted, are quality key characteristics to you being a successful member of not only of our country, of our society, but of the aviation industry in the future. So I am excited to see who wins. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm excited to see where we go. So we'll get started with that here in just a second. I'd like to introduce Chuck Tackett and Blair Hess from our team, who will take us through that. Chuck and Blair, over to you.
Thanks, Rob. And good afternoon, everyone. My name is Blair Hess. I'm so excited to be here today. We've been seeing your progress and your development on these airports for the last 6 weeks. We've seen huge growth, and it's just so rewarding to see it all come to a culmination with an event like this. So we'll welcome you. We want to welcome you aboard. We want to see some presentations. We want to see each of your faces as we congratulate you for your accomplishments. And Chuck's going to give us a few ideas leading up to that. So go ahead, Chuck.
Good afternoon. I'm Chuck Tackett, and it's an honor to be here today to recognize the outstanding achievements of all the teams. Now, before we begin the presentations of the awards, we'd like to recognize our international teams. When we first began to develop this idea for an airport design challenge, Blair and I thought we were creating a local activity for students in the Southwest region to kind of help them during the COVID crisis. We had no idea this would turn into an international event, and we were thrilled when we had our first international entry. Now, 4 teams entered from around the world. Only one team, though, finished, and that was Team Namaste from Bangalore, India. Now, when we asked the team sponsor how they found us, he said he's an avionics engineer who lives in India, and he subscribes to the FAA YouTube channel. He happened to see an article about the Airport Design Challenge and thought it would be a great activity for his kids to participate in. They ended up creating a 4-member team from opposite sides of India. And although they were not one of our finalists, they did an amazing job with their airport, and we wanted to recognize their achievement. So without further ado, let's watch a brief video shout out greeting from Team Namaste from Bangalore, India.
I enjoyed this challenge and I really like playing with my brothers and sisters. Thank you for hosting this challenge.
I enjoyed this challenge and I like playing with my brothers and sisters. I hope more challenges like this will come in future.
Thank you for hosting this challenge. I really enjoyed playing with my brothers and I hope that more challenges like these will come in the future. I would like to thank everyone that helped me in building the Bangalore airport.
We had so many students put in so many hours and so much work for this challenge that we felt as a team that we owed it to each of you to come up with the most comprehensive and unbiased judging panel that we could provide. We chose 3 judges to look at each of your entries, and while they were each FAA employees, they each had very different backgrounds. One judge was very specifically an airports expert. They know about their markings, they know about size, they know dimensions and development, they know about growth and planning, and they looked at it from that side of things. Another judge was a pilot or an air traffic controller. Some of our pilots were military pilots and others were civilian pilots, but they looked at it as if they could see your airport from above ground and just like they would if they were flying in or taking off from the airport. And finally, we had a judge who may have had little or less knowledge than you even have about airports at this point, because their experience might be solely based on traveling to and from airports. Each of these different judges brought a different perspective and different needs to the judging side of the project. Our judges worked independently and scored each team's work according to the rubric that we provided. They then turned in their scorecards, and the sum of their total scores became the total for your team. Airport designs were judged based on 4 different categories. You've all seen this before in the rubric, but the technical accuracy category looked at how well you were able to reflect the actual airport in your design on Minecraft. Creativity looked at terrain, color, detail, all the pieces that made the airport interesting to view and to tour. Finally, we looked at innovation and airport growth. We wanted to see what kind of ideas you had to improve your airport for the future. And then finally, each week, you demonstrated your knowledge by turning in a completed worksheet with a few questions that allowed us to know that you were learning as well as creating your airport. Our contestants were divided into 4 categories. First, by the grade range, and then by whether they chose to develop a large primary airport or perhaps a smaller non-primary airport, as they are described in the National Plan of Integrated Airport Systems. Where some teams really showed their strength in the technical aspects, others excelled in their creativity and their innovation. Only those who performed in each of the 4 areas ascended to the top. And while we're here to recognize the top 3 in each of our categories, the competition was incredibly close.
Okay, and now the moment we've been waiting for. The finalists for the 7 through 12 non-primary airports. So before we begin with the actual awards, I'd like to show you a brief video montage of all 3 finalist submissions.
You see me zooming like a 747, I know it's heaven, but it's getting so real. It's a dream, I'm elevated and I just wanna take it with my head in the clouds and feet on the ground, yeah. You see me zooming like a 747. I know it's heaven, but it's getting so real. It's a dream, I'm elevated, but I just wanna take it with my head in the clouds and feet on the ground like never before. Out of the dark and into the light, I'm moving like I've never before. I'm walking along, no faking it, right into the moment of a lifetime. Holding on to everything I know you put inside of me. This is where I wanna be, knowing it's eternity. I'm living with the Holy Spirit, burn inside of me. I'll give you everything I got if it's a one-shot moment. I'll be looking and discerning if it's right or wrong. I just wanna fly. If I put my wings up, will you let me go into the sky? And I know that it's a dream, cause you're waking everything into life. I'm head in the clouds and feet on the ground like never before. I'm head in the clouds and feet on the ground like never before.
Okay, now it's time for the awards. In third place, a team from Honolulu, Hawaii, who played a game within a game during our challenge. While building their airport, they built a small house for their Minecraft avatars to live. Each team member had a different colored bed with a picture of their favorite items from the game hanging above it. They even built a jukebox so that they would have music while they built. Please congratulate Team Beppis from Honolulu, Hawaii.
My name is Asia.
Hello, I'm Jackson.
Hi, I'm Andy.
Hey, Team Beppis here. And we're from Kaiser High School in Honolulu, Hawaii. We created Dillingham Airfield in Minecraft. We had a lot of fun working together and we're grateful to be finalists. Also, we'd like to thank the people who organized this project and thank our mentor, Leah Friedman, who guided us along the way. Lastly, we'd like to congratulate all the other finalists and we look forward to seeing your airport. Goodbye.
Okay, second place for the 7 through 12 non-primary airports. When asked to describe innovation in their own words, our second place team said it is to improve, adapt, advance, and perfect something pre-existing. Well, they certainly did that. And congratulations goes to the Minecraft boys from St. Paul, Minnesota.
Hi, my name is Ethan Koo, and I am a part of the MC Boys. I'd like to give thanks to the rest of my team for their hard work and efforts. Something I really enjoyed was building the layouts for our roads.
Something that I enjoyed the most about working on this project was that I was able to work with Ethan and Morgan, and that we were able to come up with the idea of working on this airport.
I like that the project was based in Minecraft because it was just a really fun thing to do. And I also liked the way it turned out in the end because I thought it looked surprisingly good for being in Minecraft.
Okay, and now for our first place winner in the non-primary airports for grades 7 through 12. Our first place team started out with 3 students and gradually fell to only 1. He did not disappoint, however, as he brought intricate detail and accuracy to his depiction of the Meacham International Airport. Congratulations goes to the Spruce Goose Builders from Fort Worth, Texas.
Thank you, FAA, for putting together this challenge. It was a lot of fun. I would like to thank Colton Phillips from the Meacham International Airport for giving me a tour of the airport. It really helped with putting the details into my world and helped me learn more about the history of the airport. Thanks again. It was a lot of fun.
Okay, Spruce Goose Builders, we have 2 special guests that want to congratulate you today. The first is Aaron Barth. He is the airport manager for Fort Worth Meacham, and also Stacy Miles, the principal of Eaton High School. So Aaron, let's turn it over to you.
Hey, thanks so much. Listen, I just got a kick out of watching the montage of all of the airports that were created here. I mean, come on, we've got kids from India to Hawaii to St. Paul, Minnesota, and then in my backyard, Fort Worth Meacham International Airport. It's amazing. And, you know, and no other means of travel can bounce us around as quickly as aviation can. And so it was really, really cool to see the effort put forward. And I didn't know this until earlier in the presentation when Steve Dixon said that there were 800 people sign up. That's amazing. I can't wrap my head around the level of competition, and then also the amount of work that went into this. The level of detail that was displayed in all of these videos was outstanding. You guys have a bright future ahead of you. So I just encourage you all to keep pushing forward and keep seeing what your brains can create and evolve to, because man, you guys who did these videos are off to a really, really solid start. You know, Colton, he's our operations officer at Meacham International Airport. And man, he had a great time showing Nick around at the airport. And I'll tell you, you know, when I watched the video, you know, all the way from the admin building that we had built 4 years ago, and seeing that on the Minecraft platform, as well as the runway and some of the buildings that surrounded the runway on the airport, just the level of detail, I could see why Team Spruce Goose, come on, Team Spruce Goose got first place. It was really, really cool. So man, congratulations team, AKA Nick. It was really, really cool. I'm proud of you. Man, if you want another tour of the airport, you're welcome anytime. And like I said, it was just a really, really cool experience. So thank you. I appreciate you having me so I can congratulate everybody who's watching, who put so much time and effort. I mean, 6 weeks, wow. Who would have thought that we would have had 6 weeks in quarantine to be able to put something so special together? I'm proud of everybody, and I'm excited to be here, and congratulate you. Congratulations, guys.
Okay, now let's turn it over to Stacy Miles, principal of Eaton High School.
Hello. My name is Stacy Miles, and I'm so very excited to be here to congratulate Nick on his accomplishments with this challenge. His design, his work, his presentation, it impressed me and reminded me what students are capable of when we challenge them and give them the platform to create. Nick will be going into the 10th grade at Eaton, and he chose to design one of our local airports. And he told me that he was proudest of the terminal building. However, I was in awe of all of it and of him. When you look at his project, you see his skills in measurement, in technology, in communication, and just his attention to detail. His art teacher told me that Nick is intelligent and strategic and with his decisions, and I can see how these strengths would lend itself to this competition. And his English teacher added in and saying that he is also very observant, and you can see these qualities come through. His project is definitely a testament to what his teachers see in him. So as a principal of Eaton High School, I just want to say congratulations to Nick. You've made us very proud. Thank you.
Certainly want to echo the congratulations for our non-primary airport finalists. You all knocked it out of the park and did an incredible job. We're so proud. We want to move on in our program and look at our primary airports for the grades 7 through 12 finalists. To do that, we'll watch one more video and see a little bit of a montage of the work that you've done. Wow. If watching that video doesn't get you excited about the capabilities of students and their absolute creativity, I don't know what will. Every time I watch it, I'm more impressed. I know you're excited to find out who these finalists are, so let's move forward without any further delay. In third place, we have the pleasure of introducing a team that is already finding a level of fame and publicity. They have been interviewed by the NBC News in Baltimore, and were personally recognized for their work on this airport project by the Prince George County Executive. Please recognize from Baltimore, Maryland, Team Phantom.
Hi, I'm Darian Burks.
Hi, I'm Trevor Dove.
Hi, my name is Niles Berry.
Hi, I'm Hans Raven.
Hi, I'm Aiden Covington.
Dear Federal Aviation Administration,
Team Phantom would like to thank you for letting us participate in your competition.
This experience gave us the opportunity to learn how an airport works.
It took a long time to finish the airport,
But in the end, we persevered to get the final product. On behalf of St. Mary the Middle School, we thank you in letting us participate in your competition.
Our second place finalist struggled in his first week due to the number of diagonal runways that he had to produce for his airport. He wrote to our team, "I need to be sure that they are equal to their real life counterparts." He worked through his difficulties and established a baseline that led him here today. From Washington, D.C., it's Team Singerman.
Thank you so much to the Federal Aviation Administration for granting me this award and giving me this great opportunity to work on this project for 5 weeks. From building the runway to the air traffic control tower, it was great. Thank you so much.
And finally, our first place team is self-described as a group of quirky teenagers. They are no strangers to working together on STEM projects, though. They have a deep friendship through their experience in Cyber Patriots, and they say that their relationship was further strengthened through this airport design challenge. Their effort and ability certainly showed through. In first place, tuning in today from Palm Springs, California, please help me recognize Team Riptide.
We're incredibly honored to be the only all-girls team as a finalist in this widespread competition. We would like to thank our teacher, Mrs. Lay, for allowing us to participate in this competition and avidly supporting us. Our mentor, Alexis Braha, for helping us understand more about the functions of an airport and providing us with useful advice. And finally, thank you, FAA, for giving us the opportunity to share our passion for engineering with others.
Team Riptide, we also have special guests who have gladly accepted our invitation to come and recognize you for your effort. We'll first hear from the airport manager of the Palm Springs International Airport, Mr. Tom Nolan, followed by your principal at South Lake Middle School, Belinda Averill. Tom, the floor is yours.
Thank you, everyone. Congratulations to all that participated. I applaud our FAA partners for having such innovative foresight to organize this event during such challenging times. The aerospace industry, with airports serving as a nucleus, remains the most dynamic, exciting, and innovative industry in the world, in the history of the world. If it were not for aerospace, the world could not have the global economy it does. My hope as a veteran airport executive is that this experience has created a spark of interest in aerospace that turns into a career flame that burns in you for a lifetime, as it has for me for 30 years. I am sure this experience enlightens you to the amazing complexity of airports, that no matter what size it is, it must apply all aspects of a good, sound education. Airports are cities in themselves and will require your talents in years to come to design, build, administer, maintain, and operate, and regulate it in a manner that upholds the National Plan of Integrated Airport Systems the FAA and all aerospace partners work so diligently to develop and maintain for the benefit of the entire world. Thank you.
And now Miss Averill. It looks like we're having a little bit of difficulty with Miss Averill. We'll give her just a moment.
Congratulations. Oh.
Go ahead.
Congratulations. Are we there?
Yes,
Hello?
you're great. Go ahead.
Okay. Great. Congratulations, Wendy, Noel, Faith, and Mira. You are just unbelievably strong and curious and innovative young women. And I cannot tell you how proud we are of you here at Southlake. You know, over the past 2 years, we've watched each of you take on every challenge that came your way. And it was just so impressive to see that, you know, the challenges of COVID-19 didn't stop your curiosity, your innovation, and your desire to continue your learning. Here at Southlake, we strongly believe in, you know, these tenets of Southlake Cares, and each of you have carried what we teach here into every part of your life. You care about your learning, you care about that collaborative spirit and working with each other and deepening those relationships through these challenges and through your curiosity, as well as, you know, representing our school in this incredible endeavor. And so I really want to say congratulations on behalf of all of us here at Southlake. We are so proud of you and can't wait to see what high school brings for each of you incredible young women. So again, congratulations. Go Sharks.
Earlier in our program, I mentioned that this competition was close, and it's hard to describe just how close. The points were high, they were well distributed, the judges did an incredible job, and the teams really shone through. Weeks ago, however, we promised that every student who entered the challenge and finished it all the way through the 5 weeks of instruction would receive recognition for their effort, and we meant what we said. Each of you, regardless as to whether you won the challenge or not, will be receiving a certificate of achievement verifying your success in the Airport Design Challenge. We will also be sending a customized lanyard, a small gift that you can wear proudly when you tell your friends, teachers, and others about your experience directly with the FAA. Additionally, our finalists will receive gold, silver, and bronze medals representing their respective placement in the challenge. Congratulations to each one of you. Thank you for inspiring us on our team through your enthusiasm and your perseverance.
Well, congratulations again, everybody. I think most of you know me from the videos, but I just wanted to reintroduce myself. My name is Rob Lowe. I'm the Regional Administrator for the Federal Aviation Administration Southwest Region. We are so excited that you have participated with us on this Airport Design Challenge. We are so excited about the reach that the challenge achieved around the world and the number of teams and the number of participants. And if your team wasn't one of the 3 finalists in your age category or your group, that's okay, because each of you are winners. Each of you are above and beyond and have demonstrated the skills like we've talked about before that we need. You know, the words of the airport managers and the principals that you heard, I'd like to just echo those. I'm just absolutely amazed at your tenacity, at your attention to detail, at your thoroughness and your follow through. The follow through and those other characteristics are all going to serve you well as you move on towards adulthood. As you're making your way through junior high and high school and you begin to think about, what do I want to do as an adult? Let me remind you again, there are so many opportunities in the aviation and space industry. If you can think of something that you'd like to do, that you have a passion about, I'd like to encourage you, no matter what that is, chase that dream, find a way to get there. And we hope that we've sparked a little bit of interest in the aviation and space industry, that dream that you chase will be in the aviation and space industry, and that I will see you around the industry in the years to come. You know, to complete the challenge and to do what you did, it took a team. All of you were part of a team, and some were big and some were small, but it took a team on our end too. I talked earlier about some of the behind the scenes folks. I'd like to thank specifically our development team that put this challenge together. So you've met Chuck Tackett and Blair Hess this morning. They were two of our initial leaders, but we also have some other members on our development team that I'd like to thank. Mr. Matt Bunk, Mr. Kendrick Crawford, and Tom Dalzell. All of these 6 people have worked really hard behind the scenes. You know, I talked early on that it came from a hallway conversation, and we pivoted from our normal mode to be able to do this virtually and to create this challenge for you. It happened in a mere less than 30 days from idea to full deployment to lesson plans, and then a 5 to 6 week period. Now you've completed the challenge. And man, we turned around and here we are. We're at the awards ceremony. It has gone so fast and it's been so fun. So our development team is clearly to be lauded and thanked, and all of our FAA mentors that participated and all the other folks behind the scenes, thank you again. So for all of you students and awesome, thank you. Thank you for that. So for all of you students and adult sponsors that have participated, I think you now realize how complex even the smallest airports can be. I'm sure every time you pass an airport now, you'll never look at it the same way again. And that's exciting for us. We hope that we've sparked an interest that you want to continue to be involved in that. But you know, we learned something really unique. In the videos, when you and I talked each week on the videos, I told you that we would learn from you, and we did. We learned a lot from you. We learned a lot from your innovation. We learned a lot from your creativity. But one thing we didn't expect to see that was really amazing, one of the biggest surprises we discovered during the challenge was how this educational challenge, frankly, turned into a family event for virtually everyone. Here's a few comments that we heard. One student told us, "My favorite part of the week was playing Minecraft with my dad." Another person told us, "We enjoyed teaching my mom Minecraft." You know what? We saw that a whole bunch, where students wrote back and said, "I got a chance to teach my mom or my dad or someone else all about Minecraft, and we got to blend it with the airport design." It was really cool to watch that. You know, we in the FAA have a colleague that works across the country from us that isn't part of our team at all, but his son participated in the challenge. I was recently on another virtual meeting with him about a whole different subject, and he took the time to mention this, that his son participated, that his son learned a ton about how airports work, how they're designed. This gentleman works in a portion of our industry in the FAA that has to do with runway safety. And so he had the opportunity to interface with his son and teach his son about what he does every day as a public servant to the people of the United States, and how that related to what his son was learning as his son was building and designing an airport. And you know what? He even mentioned that this was one of the most meaningful interactions he's ever had with his son. So those are just a few quick snapshots of the amazing things that we've heard back from you. We continue to want to get feedback from you. If you have thoughts and comments, please reach out to your FAA mentors, reach out to us here at the contest. We're excited to hear more of your thoughts, and we're excited to continue to work with you. If you by chance didn't turn in all of your final work, continue to work on it. I encourage you to keep working, because you will continue to learn, you will continue to do it. I more importantly want to encourage you to continue your pursuit of aviation and the aviation industry. Like I said, I hope we sparked an interest for you. Stay tuned for new virtual aviation education activities from us here at the FAA in the near future, including there's a very high likelihood that we will relaunch this Airport Design Challenge later in the year. Lastly, I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to all of our sponsors, to all of our educators, specifically the ones that were here today, our principals, Stacy Miles and Belinda Averill, our airport managers, Aaron Barth and Thomas Nolan. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate your support today. And for adult sponsors that are tuned in today, thank you for what you did to steer and mentor and lead your teams and your children. We greatly appreciate that. To the winners, to the finalists in each category, for the non-primary airports, Team Beppis, the Minecraft Boys, and the Spruce Goose Builders, congratulations. And in the primary airport, Team Phantom, Team Singerman, and Team Riptide. Join me one more time. Let's give them one more big round of applause for our finalists in each category. All right, well, that's awesome. Again, I'm so excited to see you all again. It's been fun to do a video each week and reach out to you and talk about the things that we've learned. It's been a lot of fun. I look forward to doing that again as we grow the challenge and expand it for next time. More importantly, I hope I see you around the aviation industry in the future. Thank you for being here today. On behalf of the Federal Aviation Administration and our administrator, Mr. Steve Dixon, thank you for participating in our Airport Design Challenge, and thank you from our entire Airport Design Challenge team. Have a great afternoon. I hope you have a safe and happy Independence Day holiday. Take care. We'll see you next time.